Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Dugout podcast. You're back with the boys, Scousey, Jackie, and Cal.
Yeah.
We don't have Benny here today, so unfortunately, everyone will have to miss out listening to someone cry about Trent this week. So anyway, we'll graft on. We're going to be talking about match week 17. We're going to be talking about the World Cup. We're going to be talking about the big Piers Morgan interview with Cristiano Ronaldo. So we've got some hot topics to talk about. There's a lot of things in and out with the World Cup as well. I would like to touch on players getting injured, some certain things being banned and whatnot. But let's just kick it off and get the ball rolling.
Yeah. Up the boys. Good to be back.
Unfortunately, if you're not here, Benny, you're going to get roasted every time. So
Yeah. If you miss an episode, you are put to the flames. So
You're on the hot seat.
yeah, this is a bit of a weird one for us because we've got 10 games to talk about because we did record last week. However, it was before all the games happened. But these last 10 games that happened, they last for a whole month off of this World Cup now. So it's just after Christmas time. I believe the 27th is when the first game is for us, our time.
is that Premier League?
Yeah, the Premier League.
There's these Carabao Cup before Christmas.
Yeah. They're going to be some interesting games. It could be a time for the smaller teams to nick a result against the bigger guys.
Well, the World Cup starts tonight, 2 a.m., Qatar versus Ecuador.
Yeah, I will not be staying up for
No, I'll watch it for the first half of England tomorrow. Got time at 11.
it. I will be staying up for England. But yeah, let's kick it off with the biggest shock of this whole last week of Premier League games.
Tony!
Tony, Mr. Bet365 himself.
I was spewing to before this game started. I just had a feeling. I was like, Brentford are going to get something done here. I was like, I obviously couldn't change me fucking prediction and whatnot. But I watched the first half and Brentford looked really good against a team just playing at home. Like obviously City do what they do, having the most possession and kicking the ball around and that. But when Brentford had the ball, like they just looked super promising and like they just looked a bit more dangerous in terms of going forward.
They continue their weird run of form where they just like really bang average and then pull out these big results against the big boys. It's huge for them against City at home too because Haaland's been a machine at home so far this season.
Didn't score at all.
Couldn't even get it started. But yeah, the stats fucking do not tell the tale of this one. Ivan Toney on a double, both well taken goals too. Phil Foden's goal as well.
Yeah, that was
half volley screamer into the top corner.
He's on fire at the moment.
It's a perfect time to be on fire too, coming into a World Cup.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking the same thing as Scouse. As the game was starting, I was thinking Brentford might do it. And I only thought that because I'd put a bet on City.
I was thinking that because City haven't looked super like
They haven't looked good in the last
few weeks, like a 2-1 to
really.
Fulham, 1-0 to Leicester. Like they've only just been scraping by points the last couple of weeks. So when they come into this game, I was like, if Brentford stiffened up in the back, block the channels and try getting a counter attack, they could actually get something out of this. And fortunately for Brentford, they ended up doing it. And
credit to them. I know that's why I picked only 2-0 to City because they have been scraping through games. I thought Brentford can be on their day hard to beat.
Yeah. Do we reckon Tony had a bet on this game?
Oh, well, let's get into it. So he's been charged by over 200 breaches of betting on football. It does say he's never once betted on Brentford though. So credit to him on that front. But
it's crazy how it's illegal to bet on games like if it's not you or your team or like.
Well, it's because you're in that world. You could potentially influence if you know someone who's at a shit team.
Yeah.
And you say, hey, just fall over a couple times. I need to guarantee a yellow card or something. But yeah, between 2017 and 2021, 232 times. Which is crazy that he was just betting every week basically for 5 years. And
like
it's
5 bets a weekend.
Illegal to do it.
Why wouldn't he just get like his cousin to do it for him or something?
Well, it might be that he's actually doing that.
It could be that, yeah.
Yeah,
they've information.
Just transfer me the money, Tony. I'll do it.
Yeah. Archie Gray, you want to reach out in the comments, friend of the show? It's very weird. Nothing more has come out other than that. Obviously, with the World Cup, it's a perfect time to kind of handle internal beefs. This will be one of them, but very interesting to see what the future holds for Tony, whether there'll be some sort of ban involved. Or
well, Sturridge was involved in a betting scandal, and he was banned for 9 months.
Yeah. So
I mean, if you even have one mistake like that,
they go hard.
It's a big thing.
Yeah.
If Tony
done
gets
it
banned for the
200
rest of
plus
the
times.
season, that's going to be detrimental to Brentford.
That's yeah.
Well,
it's
if
wild.
if it's true, 200 plus times, I feel like that's more than
It
the
could
rest
be.
of the season.
Yeah, it could be kicked from the whole
I
league system. It could end up
Yeah.
playing non-league again.
I think this is pretty serious. If it's come out that he is like directly involved.
Yeah, and obviously too the degree. If he's betting on specific things that are happening too, like I think freaking Ben Mee's going to get 4 yellow cards for Burnley.
Yeah.
Who knows?
If it's just like a multi or something, but
They'd be paying a fair bit these days.
Yeah.
not playing for Burnley anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, no.
Back in the day, because he wasn't betting on Brentford games. Very specific.
that's crazy. Yeah. Imagine if he just gets booed out of the league. That'd be nuts, eh?
Scary. And to think he was on the precipice. He should have been in this England squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's facing but I think that allegation came out before the City game. Am I right in saying?
No, I don't. I'm not sure.
Might have been after.
So it was
but
last
I'm on
weekend,
there.
yeah.
yeah. It kind of overshadows the fact that
Maybe he's been betting on Leeds to throw that lead every week.
well, to say bet most weeks. But yeah, that result now leaves Arsenal will be top of the table come Christmas, 5 points clear of Manchester City. Massive result.
It's a healthy gap for Christmas.
Very healthy gap coming into the new year too with, the window just around the corner to strengthen squads and get going again. Next up, Liverpool versus Liverpool's B team, Southampton.
What was our predictionios?
Oh, prediction, sorry, for the City-Brentford game. We all had it in the favour of City. Scass had it 3-0. Jackie had it 4-0. Benny had it 5-0. I had it 2-0. Liverpool versus Liverpool's B team, Southampton. I'll swing it over to you boys. Well, how do we do? How do we go? How do we feel afterwards?
Nunes. Fucking love Nunes, eh? He is the man. Honestly, he's so fucking good. I don't understand why there's any ever criticism about him. Like, because he made like one opportunity where he didn't pass a ball, but it's just because Haaland's came in and banged fucking 17 goals. He's just been overshadowed. But I think he's sublime, eh?
It's because he's not pretty to watch,
No,
but like he's getting numbers and he fights. He fights for everything. Like he's an
said
absolute
this?
workhorse.
Someone said it. I think it might have been Paul from Redmen TV. He's like, when you watch Nunez, he's like Suarez. He's just chaotic.
Yeah,
Like he just comes in the field and just causes chaos, and
Yeah.
that's it for like.
chaos is
It's like
the
a
word.
Tasmanian devil for 90 minutes, and it's fucking. I love to see it, and I love to see because he's so unorthodox. Like he's just not like a normal winger.
Yeah.
He's not like a normal striker.
Yeah,
Like he's just got his own style of play, and it's just I love watching him.
yeah. Chaos is definitely the word.
Chaos, yeah. He just comes on and causes mayhem. But yeah, he was on fire this game. I think he's been on fire for weeks. And also, Bobby getting the goal. And then after this game, there was talks about him getting the contract. So,
Yeah.
well in Bobby. Si, senor.
I think just on that, actually, he's obviously not been selected for Brazil. There's only 7 Liverpool players going to the World Cup.
Oh, only one Liverpool attacker, sir.
Yeah, which I think is fantastic
Good for us. But unfortunately, half of them are injured.
at the moment. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Diaz would go.
Diaz would go.
Jota
Jota
would
would
go.
go. Yeah.
Are Colombia at the World Cup?
I think, are they?
If
Come on,
they-
Cal. Don't
if
do
they were
this.
involved, if they were involved,
Come on, Cal.
I believe they're not there.
I don't think they are.
I
Actually.
believe they're not there.
Nah, they're full not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are not there.
Yeah, that's what I said anyway. So
Yeah. So lucky we didn't say anything silly. But yeah.
Yes.
it's hard to rave on about this game because playing at Anfield, beating Southampton is kind of a given.
Well, Salah would go too,
Yeah.
but Egypt aren't there.
Yeah, I
Let me
think
just say that.
But I love. I think Elliot is growing into a great player. I think next World Cup is going to be his time to shine. I'm keen to see him grow, and I'm keen to see the transfers that we get. I feel like we're going to get something big happening very soon.
you think there's something big coming in January. Well, also, is this not? We haven't recorded since the club's been put up for sale. By
Yeah,
FSG.
true. Yeah, well,
So
that's a tricky one because I think at first it was just like we're selling shares so people can buy into it. But I think that was just like a protective factor to like being not like we're completely up for sale. Because as time's gone on, it seems more like they are going to sell 100% of the company
yeah,
rather than just shares. So Yeah, I'm happy with it. Apparently, the most richest Saudi Arabian wants to buy Liverpool, so fuck it, let's take it.
4.3 billion is the current.
They bought it for 300 million.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, what a turnaround.
It's a dodgy one for Liverpool fans, I think, because we've been saying for so long that City have bought the league.
But I think we've gotten to a point now where that couldn't even be used against us. Because like we've built teams for so long with fuck all money. So now our team's really good. And then to get money come in wouldn't make that much of a change in terms of what we're doing. Because we're already playing, well, obviously we've had a rough start of the season. But overall, for the last 7 years with Klopp, been playing really well. But if we were like at the end of Brendan Rodgers and then we got bought out, or at the end of Roy Hodgson, and then we got different owners, like it'd be different. But yeah, like it's hard to knock FSG. Like as of recent, I want them out, but you can't really knock them for the turnaround they've brought in Liverpool because we're on the verge of not a recession. What's it called? Where
like bankruptcy.
Yeah, where the clubs they're like a Portsmouth did. What's that called again?
Like into admin.
Yeah,
administration. Yeah, we were on the verge of administration before FSG come in. Like we were in the fucking dumps.
This is the point that I know Benny's been making, that you guys have it so nice to be saying like FSG out because Bobby's not getting a contract and
it's not because of that. It's
like
bigger
you
than
boys.
that.
When it comes to ownership, FSG genuinely like they've not done you dirty.
No, like I'm very grateful for what they've done, but they're not the type of owners to maintain success. So they've done more so of like they've done a really good turnaround in terms of building the business. But I feel like now they're capped at what they can do for Liverpool. I can't really see them going any further in terms of success and building and things like that. I think at this point now, I think they feel the same too, and that's why they want to sell. Because if they saw more growth over the next decade, they wouldn't sell the club, especially if they went 300 mil to over 4 billion.
Well, I think they've seen what Chelsea have done in a fire sale where they've sold for $1 billion-ish.
Yeah.
I don't know what the exact Chelsea numbers were, but they're in a far better position than Chelsea. They have time where they can choose a really good, solid buyer. And again, 4.3 bill.
Yeah. And I think the FSG out thing started when the Super League started. Yeah. Up until then, we're happy with FSG. And then once the Super League started, it's just like little things have been falling through the cracks since. And that's why we want new owners, because it's more so I just don't see them growing further from here. Like I see them building infrastructure and things like that and updating technology. If Ronaldo would be happy with that. But like I don't really see them investing too much more in the team. I think they're too reliant on Klopp and his coaching staff to be able to do what they want to do instead of more of a collaboration. But yeah, I think it is time just to shake hands while they're at the highest of the highs and they can leave with a good reputation. Yeah. Somewhat, and then just bring new owners in. So I think it's a good time for them to leave.
What a scary thing is in the Premier League is if you don't have one of these rich owners, you're going to get left behind now.
And that's my concern with Liverpool, because we've done so well to go from fucking end of Brendan Rodgers to shit else to where we are winning every single trophy available to us in 6 years, and then just not doing much to be able to build on top of that. Like we're still doing the whole sell to buy system, and it's like we want to be the best team in the world, and we are at moments, but we're not doing anything to prove that. Like we have to sell X, Y, and Z to buy X, Y, and Z, and it's just it's so confusing. But I'd love to see I'd love to see new owners come in and see how that trajectory goes. Yeah,
I presume post World Cup there'll be some more development on that. I dare say there'll be some behind closed doors work done.
I don't want just any rich owner. Like I want someone who's actually loves football. Like they have to be a football person. Like I don't want just someone coming in, buying the club, and then sitting in Dubai or sitting in, I don't know, America and not doing anything. Like the reason I love FSG so much, like the reason I do love them, because they're at every home game watching, nearly, and then they're on every jet flying to Champions League games. Like they're always with the squad, like on jets and games and every week. So I want to see the same thing from new owners. I wouldn't be happy if we get the richest person in the world and then he just doesn't care about football.
Well, I think a big thing with that as well, they have a good relationship with Klopp. So that obviously helps.
Yeah. So, next owners, if we to get them, have to be very invested in Liverpool. But
well, results for this one. Scarsy had it 4-0. Jackie had it 4-1. Betty had it 1-0. And I had it 2-1. All in the favour of Liverpool. 1-0. He's off with the fairies, mate.
He's predicting a steep decline.
He nearly predicted a United result if it wasn't for Garnacho.
Yeah. Bournemouth and Everton.
Frank out. What's the talks about that? I've seen a lot around it.
I think that is outrageous to say Frank out after what he's done this season. I think this Bournemouth team is one of, again, like Brentford, they're extremely hit or miss. Some weeks they're there and they're up for it. Other weeks they couldn't give a toss. And I think a home game, but it's just the fire was right. Tavernier, Kiefer Moore, and Jaden Anthony, I believe, getting his first goal in the Prem. But a 3-0 win for Bournemouth at home to Everton. And, yeah.
Alex Iwobi throwing his shirt in the crowd and he gets thrown back out.
Yeah.
That was dodgy.
That was... Everton, I think, are very harsh. Obviously, they're a big club, historic club. Been in a decline the last 2 years. But the last few weeks or so, they've been steadily moving upwards, I think, to have... Obviously, they lost in the Carabao Cup to Bournemouth, which I don't think helps when you go in to play the same team again within the week.
Got to do United and turn it around there.
Yeah, you've got to have that fire and that spark. Maybe that's where Frank's a bit lacking. He's very one-dimensional, but that's because he's had to be to get them back on course so they're not in and around that.
Who's his assistant? Everton. Who's the assistant coach?
Duncan.
Is it Big Dunk?
Keep dunking the club, but I think he needs an experience.
Yeah. He needs a proper team around him. I actually don't know.
He needs a proper team around him, yeah. Like Klopp, for an example. Like, when he was coming up, he kept the same team of managers. Like, Buvac was like his right-hand man for like a decade.
Yeah.
And Frank needs to find that too. Even if he gets John Terry, who's decent at Villa, like he's
got Paul Clement as his assistant.
Clement? Oh. Well, he must have brought him in himself then. I don't think he was at Everton.
No, I think he did bring him in. But yeah, it's not worrying for Everton. It's not good, obviously. In terms of the league, I think they're still sat in that mid-table.
I think they're 17th.
Well, that is a bit worrying.
Just on the edge.
They are just on the edge.
Yeah, and that's what the worrying thing is because, if Frank was an Argentinian manager, would he be getting the same treatment in terms of patience and give him time and he'll do good? And
I feel like
he's English bias.
No, I don't think it is English bias. I feel like he would get given the time. Their results, when you look at them, 3 wins, 5 draws, 7 losses. I don't know. It just feels like maybe it's just one of those things. It feels like they're doing better than they are.
Yeah, but then you look like 3, 5, 7, and then you go look at their lineup. Like, they've got a decent team. Like, they've got players like Pickford, Cody, Tarkowski, Idrissa Gueye, Onana. Iwobi's been on fire this season. McNeil, Morpay, Gray, Decore. They've got decent players. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's a tricky one with Everton because at the moment, like, I'm not saying I want Frank out. That's not where I'm at. It's just, it's just a lot of thinking for Everton. But I don't think Everton fans should be as harsh on Frank as they are. And the players, like, throwing the fucking players' shirt back, that's ridiculous. I feel
that is ridiculous. Like, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to have a match-worn shirt. Yeah, you just lost, but... Every
negative thing people say about Liverpool fans, they're Everton fans. Everyone is the other side of Liverpool, right? But no, I don't like that from the fans at all.
No. Predictions for this one, none of us had it in Bournemouth's favour. So Scassi had it 2-1 Everton. Jackie and I both had it as a 1-1 draw. And Benny had it as a 1-0 Everton win. Next we go to West Ham and Leicester. When we talk about teams that turned it around, Leicester City have done that and some.
They've done it really well. Their last 8 games, they've won 5.
Yeah. When everyone was calling for Rodgers' head, he stayed in. He's still playing the exact same type of football. Just something's clicked for him. Something's opened up, and they're starting to get these results. More worryingly is the fact that West Ham can't seem to keep their results up.
I think, like, with some of these teams, you can, in the Premier League, sometimes it can just, you can just try that hard and it just doesn't click.
It's just
when it does, it like obviously.
That one game, it can take the turn around. Yeah. Like, they've won 4 out of their last 5.
Momentum in the Premier League is a wonderful thing.
And like players picking up form too, like Mathers is on fucking fire. And I think he's probably the biggest reason in their turnaround so far.
Undoubtedly.
Him and Tielemans.
Even when Leicester were in the bin, he was still far and away the best player. It's the most creative, the most direct.
I think, Matheson and Tielemans have just kept that spark in Leicester. Yeah. They're both going to go at the end of the season. How will Leicester look after that?
Yeah.
Matters is one that definitely you can see he's just trying that hard every game just to pull them along
just
with
to
him.
Keep fighting for something.
Yeah. That's what you love to see from players. And that's what gets you big moves
Yeah.
in the Premier League. Not just but in the world. Like, and if your team's playing shit, you don't put your head down.
Yeah.
You know, you fucking get on with it and try your best every week. And that just shows how good his professionalism is. So, we're looking for an attacking midfielder. So, Maddison.
But Harvey Barnes too. A lot has to be said for Harvey Barnes. Obviously, he was injured at the start of the season. But him and Matters together, they're a deadly combination.
Yeah, Barnes is good.
This game, Maddison obviously picked up an injury, had to leave the field after making the England side. Turns out he's all good to go. He's already out training in Qatar with the boys. So imagine that. All that speculation this season to finally make the team and then get injured almost immediately would have been.
So I saw the injuries. I felt so bad because I saw an interview we did with Sky. And he was talking about when they got the phone call with his family, like all his family was crying. I was like, fuck, surely he didn't get injured.
No.
Yeah.
We're good on him.
No, thankfully it was just a knock and he...
How many players have been injured last game before the World Cup?
Mane. Yeah. I mean, even in training. In this week in training, we'll go off topic a little bit here. Nkunku and Benzema. And two of the Argentinian boys.
Fuck.
Yeah, Benzema's injured this morning. And then two of the Argentinian boys have had to be replaced in that team as well.
I think one of their replacements was really good, though. So one of them got injured, and I think Correa came in.
Yeah, Angel Correa and Thiago Almada both came in. So, it's crazy times. But, West Ham taking a 2-0 loss to Leicester. All of us had it in favour of West Ham or a draw. Scassi had it 3-1 West Ham. Jackie 2-1. I also had it 2-1, and Benny had it as a 1-1 draw.
Time to get on the Leicester train.
It might be. Well, I'm not getting on it. If Brendan Rodgers is a driver, I'm staying off that train. Tottenham versus Leeds is a game where we all picked the same result. We all picked a 2-0 win.
Wow.
It was almost far from it as Leeds have done it again. They've dropped another significant lead. Wow, Rodrigo Bentancur. 2 goals in the last 5 minutes.
I don't speak French, mate.
2 goals in the last 5 minutes to seal the result. Somerville again, another goal.
Rodrigo's on 9 goals in 13 games.
Which is insane.
He's on some form.
Insane. Harry Kane scoring again. Another man who just keeps scoring goals, but nobody seems to notice because Tottenham are bang average. But Bentancur, obviously, it's very public that he's had a lot of trouble with Conte. But he saved Conte's bacon in this one.
He's done it numerous times this season so far. I think he's been... I think we spoke earlier podcasts about the midfield of Tottenham, which I am a big fan of. He was not in my midfield, but I think he has to be now.
Yeah.
He's been instrumental for Tottenham this year.
12 goals, Harry Kane this season so far.
Yeah, which is insane. 12 and 14 or something in the Prem.
Yeah, well, going quickly back to Brentford, but Tony's got 10 goals and 2 assists in 14. If he gets banned, he's...
Insane. He could still be inside top 10 goal scorers or top 5 goal scorers in the league.
Yeah.
But shout out to Leeds for...
Archie Gray on the bench?
It was Archie Gray on the bench. This is a real question that needs asking. No, he's not.
Who cares about the result?
Yeah, no, he's not. Archie.
We need an Archie Gray shirt.
Honestly, let's get it ordered.
Yeah, 63 Gray.
But Somerville scoring again. Rodrigo on a double, but poor Leeds. They just can't... They're just not quite good enough, I'm going to say, to be able to pull... They're not far off it. I think what Jesse Marsh is building and what they've got is going to come good. It's just not quite ready just yet. I think defence and goalkeeper, there's a bit of work to be done there. I like the midfield, the Tyler Adams, the Brendan Aronson, Wilfred Gnotto, Somerville, Rocker. They've all been very, very good this season. Very impressive for
Did
him.
you say Tyler Adams? He's got a red card this game, but I think he's been one of their best midfielders.
Yeah. Him and Rocker, I wasn't expecting much from him. I thought they were just going to come in and be steady Eddie, but they're very impressive the way they work together.
even like Melier, like on his day, he's fucking superb.
Yeah, I
but
was gonna say I quite like him.
I just think he lacks that little
Consistency.
bit to take him to the next level. Like a couple of the goals in this one were a little bit soft, I think, where would a more experienced keeper, like if you've got Hugo Lloris, do you get helped out a little bit there?
He's only 22.
Yeah.
2 French keepers going at it.
Battling for the future.
Bonjour.
Spot. It would have been Mike Mainan, the French goalkeeper at this World Cup, which is mental, but he's another one that's injured for France, so it's back to Lloris and Nets, I believe.
True.
Surely Lloris would be first choice still.
No,
Who
I
was
think
that?
Mainan was.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was that French Palace keeper who had to leave because of his visa? What was his name again?
I ain't got a Scooby-Doo, mate.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, hold up. I'll get it up. Keep
Give it a
talking
go.
about
Give it a
it.
go. Well, whilst Gas is doing that, we'll go over our predictions. Like I said, we all had this one in the favour of Tottenham Hotspur as a 2-0 win, so we all pick up the points there. It's pretty crazy. One day we're all going to pick one, and it's going to come through, and we're all going to look like geniuses. But
Oh, Mandanda. Wait,
Steve,
Mandanda.
man like Steve,
Yeah.
Really?
did he?
Did he?
Yeah, he used to play
His
for a
issues.
Palace, and then his
Yeah.
visa fucked out, and then he had to leave.
Oh, I didn't realise. I thought he just
I
got
thought he's
transferred
just a
away.
transfer. Yeah.
Maybe maybe I'm just talking shit.
Just spreading some false truths about man like Steve.
Stevie.
Nottingham Forest at home to Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest continuing their tear up the table.
That's a good fucking win against Palace.
Morgan Gibbs-White, another goal. I mean, yeah, Crystal Palace, they're one of these mid-table teams that's so hit and miss. I feel like the mid-table this season is really, really hit and miss. Like, all the teams in there could all beat each other on their day.
And to think,
That's the Premier League. That's
yeah.
why. That's why we.
That's why it's
suck
the
on
best league in the
on
world.
Tips, mate.
and to think like then that win put them like 1 point behind getting that relegation. So that's a big win just before the international break too, because when we're looking at them, when we're looking at their next 5 last week, like fuck, they're going to struggle for points, but getting that win just before is important.
Yeah.
As soon as they come back, they've got United and Chelsea, but getting that just beforehand was key to them staying up.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Cooper's now got a month to work with the boys who aren't going to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Good luck to him. I think good luck to him. Predictions for this one. Scazzy had it 2-0 Palace. Jackie had it as a 0-0 draw. Benny had it 3-0 Palace. I also had it 2-0 Palace. No points for any of us there. This is a talking point and a half. It's the Toon versus Chelsea. Only one of us had the result right in this one. Jackie's picked a 3-2 in the favour of Newcastle.
I've only got it.
Oh, and Benny had a 2-1 Newcastle. I went against them. I backed Chelsea. Graham Potter just
What did I
can't seem
predict?
to get the ball rolling.
The end of this game.
You predicted a draw, a 2-2 draw.
The end of this game was a disgrace for me.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's harsh, but just Newcastle, when they're versing these big teams, they just turn the shithousery, and it's anti-football for me. I don't like it.
I mean, it's
But they're winning the game, so
it's football of a manager who's been battling for points to stay out of relegation zone. I think that's perhaps where Eddie Howe lacks, or maybe not even Eddie Howe. Maybe it's him just using the team that he's got to get the results he needs.
I think he's used to that from being at Bournemouth for so long, where he has to get results.
well, it's desperation, which can sometimes provide fantastic football or fantastic viewing.
Do you reckon?
I just don't like. Play football.
Do we reckon Almiron? Do we reckon there was a true story about him from Santiago Munez from goal? Do you reckon that's like combined at all by any chance?
What? There's a bit of
The movie Goal, like Santiago Munez. Do you reckon?
He's got a bit of that energy, perhaps.
Yeah,
He does a bit.
He does a bit. Well, like I'm not gonna lie, I really want to watch Goal now.
Yeah.
That South American.
Oh shit! I didn't realize Almiron was 28.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's been around the block. He came.
He was like
came from
24.
MLS, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, came from around. He's been at Newcastle a good few years. He's just been stinky every year except for this one.
Big Chris Woody starting.
He's
Big
on
Chris
for Ballon
Wood.
d'Or.
Who?
Almiron.
He'd be on the short list. He'll get a few South American votes, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, Joe Willett with a goal. Controversially, obviously, we've not filmed since most of the World Cup squads have come out, I don't think.
No.
Sven Botman and Joel Linton both missing out on being in their representative squads.
Botman, yeah, that's a crazy one. I want to quickly look at Netherlands' defenders because I know they have a good lineup of defenders, but surely Botman can fit in there somewhere.
The centre backs for Netherlands are all a joke. All of them.
Yeah, true.
Like they're all class.
The only one he could probably replace is Daley Blind because he got their centre backs is Virgil.
Yeah, but Daley Blind's been in a
form.
championship winning Ajax side that's doing well on all fronts.
Yeah, their centre backs are crazy. Virgil, De Ligt, Ake, Timber, Blind, and Devrij.
Yeah.
However you say it.
Daley Blind as well offers a bit of versatility.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And Louis van Gaal fucking loves Daley Blind.
Louis van Gaal is on me.
But he signed him for United.
Yeah.
They've actually got such a good squad. Would you play Malacia or Ake left back?
You probably play Ake, but
Yeah.
Malacia, he's young. Malacia's there because it's his first World Cup. He's just going to go and get some experience.
Ake left back, Virgil, De Ligt centre backs, and then Denzel Dumfries right back.
Yeah. It's crazy. They're cracked. Just like this game was crazy. Newcastle taking points off the big dogs. It leaves them, they'll be in the top 4 for Christmas, I believe.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Which is meant this time, I think it was this time last year I was reading, they still hadn't won a game in the Premier League.
This time last year, they had 10 points.
Yeah.
Now they got 30.
They are.
So they tripled.
Lying.
3x.
Well done, Eddie Howe. Well done, Newcastle.
One loss.
One loss. One loss, which is fucking...
15 games.
Was that a Liverpool game?
It was where they had 28 minutes of added time.
Yeah, true. He's right. Liverpool beat them, so
we should be top.
Best club in the world.
We should be top of the table.
We're the only team to beat Arsenal, so actually we should be top of the table. And we beat Liverpool.
Do you have that in your ladder as well? Like, why is there a blue line for United?
Because we're the best. I don't know. It's
Strange.
just because you hate them.
You're going into
most likely.
Your phone just knows you hate them. Like, don't look at this, lad.
Shout out to Newcastle. Chelsea, is it worrying for Potter?
I think he just needs time.
Oh, definitely time,
I
but
think it's just his tactics adapting to that squad, to battening down those personalities. I think all this, there's talk of him getting the bin already. Like,
that's crazy.
Ted Lasso had to come out and say, no, he's our man. Like, yeah, I think it's just growing pains of the job.
Brighton are above him in the table.
Yeah, but that's more
Wow.
credit to him than it is the slight on him.
I don't think it's worrying for Potter, but just needs to start getting some results.
Yeah.
I know. I don't rate Chelsea. Like, if you go in and look at their squad for that game, like they had Mendy, Azpilicueta, Chalobah, Koulibaly, then throughout the rest of the team, they had Loftus-Cheek, Jorginho, Kovacic, Lewis Hall, Mount, Gallagher, and Breuer. I don't know.
Midfield for me is fucking weird.
Yeah.
I don't like Jorginho. I like Kovacic. He's a beast, but
Kovacic is easily the best one there.
yeah.
Jorginho can get fucked. Loftus-Cheek, I mean,
Loftus-Cheek's been good.
He's not really been given a chance for Chelsea.
Yeah.
No,
He's
that's
only
his
just
problem.
been given
Yeah.
a chance this season. He's got the attributes,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I
There's
like
better
that
midfielders
Potter's
there.
giving the youth a chance, really. I think that's the biggest. He's trying to change the narrative of Chelsea and giving the youth a run. I think come January, there's going to be a lot of movement in that team. I think it'll be a lot of the deadwood.
Well, the owner
Moving
loves
on.
it, doesn't he? He loves the transfer window.
Yeah. It would just go out and sign Ronaldo, mate.
He
You can
gets
have him.
really involved, that guy.
But yeah, Wolves versus Arsenal at Molineux. The two Liverpool boys have taken a double exactor on this one. Pair of you picking it 2-0. Benny had it 1-0. I had it 3-0. We all had it in favour of Arsenal.
Wait, did you say I picked it 2-0?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go, baby.
Yeah, you both did.
Liverpool boys, no ball.
An Odegaard double.
Just in the right spot at the right time, right place, twice.
Yeah, he's just the man in form at the minute. I think. I mean, what more can you say? This is
Living up to that Madrid potential.
the potential he's touted to have. I think he's more than showing it. Yeah, and Wolves just fucking rubbish as they have been all year. It's a pretty open close one there. 2-0 performance away from home. No injuries, happy days.
Yeah.
When you're versing that Wolves team, teams like Arsenal, City, Liverpool will always get the job done. I'm going to say that, and now I'm going to jinx it for us. But anyway, the sheer amount of bodies in the box is what is going to get you going. That's what's happened in this game.
Yeah.
But Wolves, they don't know how to score from open play. I don't rate Adama Traore. I think he's just a pace merchant.
Yeah.
Like, I've all this season, I don't think I've seen him with one decent ball, and he like kicks it in the air as high as he can and just hopes like it just lands.
It in there. And
Yeah, and it's always too far or too short or just.
You know, he used to do that as well as Mendy for City.
Yeah.
He'd just get to the byline and just kick it as hard as he could.
Yeah. That's true. He doesn't even
It was funny as fuck.
He doesn't even put pace on it. He literally like just like lobs it.
Yeah.
Oh, sometimes just a little dinky one.
Yeah.
Dinky.
But yeah, it's like he's doing like a drop kick for footy, like a Benji Marshall or something. Like he just flogs it.
the Tigers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, Lopetegui will be, I don't know, was he in charge for that game? I don't think he was.
No, next after the World Cup.
Yeah. So he's got now a month to come in with that squad, work out his best 11. Obviously, most of their Portuguese squad will be at the World Cup.
I couldn't imagine a worse period to enter a team, and you've still got a month to figure out what to do.
And
you're going to be there every
play.
single day, like, oh, this is my best 11. Next day, oh, no, this is my best. And you still haven't even kicked the ball.
And then all your best players come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, that.
Yeah.
I'll going back to Liverpool quickly. We've been set up. So I think we paired with Leon and AC Milan throughout these next 6 weeks, and we're all train together and versing each other.
Yeah.
And
over the next
Arsenal
6
are involved
weeks
in that as well.
Yeah,
But
so
we don't verse them.
we're playing like just mini in-house tournaments with them, which is fucking dope.
Well,
It's
that's
good to see.
That's what's happening down in Sydney. The Sydney Super Cup, Celtic and Everton are down there playing the Aussie teams. It's a good thing to do. Publicity.
Yeah,
Good running for the boys.
bit of like a holiday in the sense as well.
Yeah.
Refresher.
Bit of heat training.
We've seen all the Everton boys at Bondi just fucking chilling.
Chillaxing, yeah.
Weird.
Having a day of it. Why
It's
not?
Come up
But
to
super cool.
come up to Brizzy and jump on the potty boys. Come on, Frank.
We'll reach out.
Should I message him right now?
Yeah, message Frank off the dugout.
All right, I'll message
You have
Frank.
to
There
give
we
a
go.
voice note.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Don't
As
worry.
long as we don't say anything outrageous. Because
Nah,
last time we messaged Archie Gray, it was the three of us, and it ended fucking with a loose kidnapping fucking threat.
Frank Lampard. All right, there we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Wanky Frank.
No. You can't do that.
I'll
You
restart.
can't do it like
I'll
that.
restart.
Oh, shit is sent.
Oh no, you seen it? You liked it? No.
Oh, sorry, Frank.
Frank, what's going on? It's Ryan here from the dugout. I'm with Jackie and Cal. We heard that you're on our turf down in Sydney, so we want you to come up to Brizzy and jump on the podcast with us at the dugout. We want to talk a bit of football, a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of England, a bit of Everton, a bit of Chelsea, and just a bit of football. So anyway, come up to Brizzy, jump on the poddy. We're waiting for you.
There you go.
Was that respectable?
That was
Beautiful.
very respectful.
All right, so no wanky Frankie?
No wanky. No wanky. Maybe you could say that when he enters your home.
No, I won't be here.
Aren't you busy that day? God damn. Well, moving from Wanky Frankie down to Stinky Steve's former squad, who seemed to be flying since he's left the helm.
Yeah, I know, fucking hell.
Despite conceding inside of the first minute,
Yeah, McAllister. Damn.
McAllister, Villa come back, a Danny Ings double helps see off Brighton Hove Albion and make it 3-3 for Unai Emery.
They're on fire, eh? Well, you look at Villa's squad and they should be putting in results like that, and it's good to see. Like, them getting Emery is fucking huge. Like, that's bizarre.
I was talking to one of my Villa mates. He's yet to sort of give an opinion on Emery yet. It's still too early.
It is too early, but
It is too early.
It's a big name.
you can
but-
say the turnaround has
I was going
been
to say, yeah.
insane.
The one thing you can't argue is how good they've been since he's come in.
What he did say was obviously it's pretty clear that the players were not playing for Stevie.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
This game, stats-wise, Brighton had 65% possession, only one shot less. But possession don't win you get matches. Scoring goals at critical times does, and Danny Ings always has that potential in his bag to score a goal, and good on him for burying two. You had some thoughts, Scass, before the potty on the penalty.
Oh,
Villa.
yeah.
You weren't a big fan of the fact that it
John
got
McGinn.
given.
Want to get a bit of a dive, you reckon?
Oh yeah, fucking oath. Like he fell before he even got touched. Like who slid in? Dunk slid in, didn't touch him at all. Then he like fell forward, and then as he was falling forward, he clicked his leg because obviously the momentum was going against him. And then the penalty got given. Like surely VAR looked back on that and like he fell before he got touched.
Yeah,
I thought that was shocking.
There's been a few decisions this year.
Like if you look at that in normal pace, like it looks like a penalty because it looks like Dunk just comes in and slices him out. But you see him, he doesn't even touch him until he falls. Yeah. It's like
there's always going to be a few of those though.
Yeah, shocking, but good on Danny Ings and getting on the score sheet.
Actually, Michael Oliver.
Yeah,
he come out during the week saying that he got the Jesus penalty wrong against us. So
typical.
Means fuck all now. But
yeah,
whatever.
Thanks, Oliver.
But yeah, thanks anyway.
Cheers, mate.
For this one, the two Liverpool boys who have proceeded to jump off Stinky Steve's Villa train.
Should I go back on?
Just as the train driver changed to one who can naturally operate it. You both had it in the favour of Brighton. Scasey 3-0, Jackie 2-0. Benny had it as a 1-1 draw. And I had it as a 2-1 win to Aston Villa.
Nice.
3 points in my bag. It's going straight in my basket. Lastly, but not leastly,
the biggest
game
fluke
that should have been an absolute murdering, however, ended 2-1 thanks to last gasp heroics from a 17-year-old Argentinian boy.
Do you reckon this game was like
not Messi,
a sign that you needed to sign a striker? Someone clinical?
I think this whole season's a sign. Fulham versus Man United at Craven Cottage ends as a 2-1 win. As Gas is alluding to, and I've said previous, we killed them this game. We did everything but put 27 goals in the back of the net. I think Martial's his first real appearance back since his third injury of the season, whatever he's had. He looked like he was lacking that bit of pace, that bit of cutting edge, I should say. Pace was there, just the last attempt on goal wasn't there. Same with Elanga, hasn't played a lot this year, got in the right spaces, but just lacked that clinicalness in front of goal. I think it's huge for Eriksen to get his first goal. I think it's a long, long time coming.
Did his first goal?
His first goal in United shirt. He's got assist, but yeah, it's a long time coming. And then Garnacho at the death, 90 plus 3. Just pure heart and determination to run through the defenders and get to that ball.
Showed some pace for that goal.
Yeah. The kid's electric. I mean, he is genuinely special. He's a special talent. Whatever happened off the pitch, obviously in the preseason, the players have alluded that he kind of had an attitude issue. I think we're seeing he's past that. I want to see him keep growing and keep performing. I don't think he's gone to the World Cup, which is probably a good thing. He'll be able to stay at home, get the work in. I don't know what United are doing. I don't know if we're going anywhere or what, because a lot of our players are at the World Cup. So
Yeah.
I don't know what we'll be doing. But
I think with Fulham too, like on stats, they match United nearly everything, or even better in some cases.
statistically,
Yeah.
yeah. But then you see the chances we had and
Yeah.
where we were creating, like,
One of Eriksen's chances. I think two of Martial's chances.
yeah. Alanga definitely had one.
Is this the game that Ronaldo did his interview?
This is after this game. So Ronaldo wasn't involved in the squad at all for this game.
If you scroll down there a little bit, there is a spot for him.
Yes.
Like they just
we took one substitute less.
That's really strange. Like
he probably already did the interview, but it didn't come out until after.
I dare say United knew the exact moment he did that interview. They knew he checked into the Sky Sport or wherever the fuck building he went to, and they were like, "Why is he there? He should be at training," or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll touch on predictions. Scassi 3-1 United. Jackie with the exact of 2-1.
Let's
Benny
go, Jackie.
2-0. Me 3-1. And I've just done a recap of our scores so far for the season at the whatever point we're at now. In fourth place is Benny on 81. I'm on 83. Scassi's on 92 and Jackie's on 95. So you boys are 20 ahead of us. Oh, that's a cool handshake.
I'll do it.
There we go.
20 ahead.
20-ish.
Oh,
There's probably a bit more in it, but yeah.
each.
Fucking
hell.
We'll use that as a segue to get onto the Ronaldo interview. I've not watched it personally, and that's not because I don't want to. It's just because I've been fucking out of my mind busy this week, so I've not had the hour to sit down and hour and a half.
I just listened to it in the car.
I also
there you go.
don't like the fact he did it with Piers Morgan because Piers Morgan's a rat. I don't want to give him. That's the only time I'm going to mention his name.
Well, speaking of rats as well in this interview.
Yeah, I'm not
It would have been cool. Obviously, he wouldn't do it because it would have been too biased. But with that, what's his name? The guy who does like Red Devils TV or something.
What, Goldbridge?
Yeah.
Oh no, is it the other guy? Isn't it?
The bald fella.
Oh no, I was thinking of the other.
Like, would have been good to see him do it with like a
Red.
United fan. That's like a journalist because then, then at least then there'll be a conversation because more. The reason I don't like Morgan, he's like when he has people on as guests, just getting off topic with football. He's rather super agreeable just to fucking be I'm trying not to be too offensive here, but just to be like a people pleaser to the person, like he just bows down to him. Or if he doesn't like someone, he's just arrogant and doesn't listen to what they say. And he should. I wish I saw Ronaldo do this with like an actual United fan in terms of football. But
I want to preface this conversation too, as we should have done every United result the last few weeks, in genuinely glazes out, because that's what this boils down to. I think that's the heart of this issue. This interview for me, obviously I've not watched it, just the things that have come out and I've seen, all of it is indicative that the Glazers are actively letting United rot.
I think that was it.
Inside out.
It was all about the Glazers and the directors and how shit they are, and he's putting the blame to them and why he's got the treatment he has and why United's falling.
Yeah, I don't. From the quotes I've seen, I don't like the way he attacks Ten Hag, because I think Ten Hag is only doing what he feels right in that he's making Ronaldo just another member of the team. He's not giving him minutes just because he's Cristiano Ronaldo. He's giving him minutes in a striker that's trying to fit his system of play, which I appreciate and I respect more so the fact that you're doing it with arguably, I think it's safe in saying, the greatest striker to have ever lived.
The issue he had with Ten Hag was because he said with the City game, he's like, I'm not going to bring you on and ruin your legacy.
Yeah.
But then the week after, against Arsenal, he tries to bring him on with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to ruin my legacy now. You want to put me on for 3 minutes against Arsenal? And he's like...
But that's in a game we're winning as opposed to a game where we're 6-3 down.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
I did understand when he said, like, he's a bit arrogant, but he has the full right to be. He's like, I'm the best player ever. Like, you don't put me on for 3 minutes.
he more than earned the right to say and to act in that way, I think. Like, he's Ronaldo. He prolific everywhere he's been. Obviously, this spell, you can't even say this spell with United hasn't worked, because last season he was
25
unreal.
goals.
Like, it's just this season, and it's because he purely doesn't fit the way Ten Hag plays. And as we've said 100 times, when he plays, we're a worse team for it. I think it's a harsh reality, but it's a true reality. He just doesn't suit us. But yeah, this whole thing points to the same thing that every player that's been at United the last few years, Lukaku, Ibrahimovic, Alexis Sanchez, Mourinho, has been saying, is that the Glazers are killing Man United. The fact that the stadium's not been updated, the fact that the training ground is the same, the fact that, things happening off the pitch, the facilities.
Same dumbbells.
Yeah, like all that stuff is disgusting. It's disgusting they take their fucking dividends every time they can. It's disgusting they attend 2 games a year. It's disgusting that despite calling out for it for years and having arguably not a great coach, but an incredible sporting director in Ralph Rangnick, and dismissing him and sending him elsewhere, it shows that they don't want the club to grow. They're happy with their investment. They're happy to keep it at the level they are. And it's just, it should be the main focus of this. It shouldn't be Ronaldo this, Ronaldo that. It should be that the things he's saying, that's why I believe it's coming from a good place, albeit an arrogant place, but a good place. Yeah. That he genuinely does care about the club.
Oh, 100%. That's what I got from the interview.
He left the team, I fucking don't know, 2009, I think it was, and everything's the exact same coming back. Like, it's not. It's the reason why we aren't the club we used to be.
And you see like all the other teams, like Arsenal obviously built the Emirates. Tottenham built a brand new stadium. Liverpool just built 2 brand new training facilities. City,
and Anfield has a new stand.
Anfield has a new stand, and also 2 brand new training facilities. City obviously got the Etihad, which is just crazy. What else? Just growth everywhere. And he comes back, and every other team that's competing is growing besides United.
The only issue United have on that front is that we were so far ahead to begin with, because Ferguson saw what Wenger did with Arsenal and the Etihad, the Emirates, sorry, and their training facilities and the modernisation of football there, that he said, all right, if you fucking cheap bastards are going to do it, we're going to do it 100 times better. And that's why Carrington and that stuff have got us to where we are now. But yeah, I think
the one thing I don't agree with what Ronaldo said, he's like, the same chefs are still here. Like, come on.
I think
what's wrong with that?
Yeah, to out the chefs and things like that. That's
So he said it was lovely people, but I think
Yeah.
he was just trying to add shit.
he's just
Trying
piling
to prove a
on.
point.
But he did say a few things like that. That's a jab at just hardworking people that make fucking 40k a year.
Because Liverpool, we have a lady called Carol who's like our dinner lady, and she's been in the club for like 40 years.
Yeah,
like she's like she's like a big fucking she's a big part of the culture of Liverpool.
Yeah.
I thought that was a bit of
I don't like things like that, and I don't like the things he said about the young boys, like in Sancho and Alanga, saying that maybe they should just go to university instead.
I think he's seeing them, and he's like, he wants them to pull their head, and maybe the word he's had to him isn't working. Maybe he shouldn't be like publicly out in the mouth like that, but he definitely should be having conversations, because you see players like Sancho come to United, and they don't just. Young players don't look as interested these days. And I think when he was saying, like, back in the day, before social media, before everyone was getting 200k plus contracts, everyone was so fucking hungry to be the best player they could be. Now everyone gets 200k a week and they're happy just to come to training and do.
It's definitely a bit of that hunger slips away. But when you paid that much money, that's a club thing. It's not. It shouldn't be an attack on the players for them making it, because it's not.
They're obviously going to accept that.
Yeah,
money
they're not walking in there saying, "Hey, 200k on work." They've got agents, they've got fucking managers, they've got parents.
They'll definitely be getting the. Yeah, I'm not saying they shouldn't be getting the contracts. I'm saying, like, I agree with you, Ronaldo. Like, come on, like, put some fucking fight in your game. Put some fight in your career. Like, obviously, not every single player in the whole world, because there's thousands of them, wants to be the best player ever. But if you're going to play for a team like United, you have to try and be the best player you can be. Like, if you don't want to, go play for fucking Forest. Like, if you want to play for United, you got to try and become the best of your abilities.
Yeah, I agree with that too. But I don't think going on and doing this interview is the way to do it. I think
publicly out them out is wrong.
He has
for
a much better. If he'd have, again, we're talking without seeing what happens behind closed doors. We're talking about the public eyes. These conversations. And likewise with the Ten Hag stuff, I presume these are conversations that have been had behind closed doors hundreds of times, and perhaps Ronaldo feels like he's not heard enough there, so he's got to come out in a public forum so that when he does leave, they don't say, "Oh, you could have done this, you could have done that." It's out there that he has tried and he has done this and that.
Yeah, and there's more so of him getting his side of the story up, because this whole time it's just been the media against Ronaldo, and he's like, well, there's always two sides of a story, and a bit of context around both, like. The only people he said in United squad that he sees ambitious and will have a good career is Dalot and Martinez. Yeah. And then he said the whole thing around Ten Hag too, like another part of the issue with Ten Hag is that no one, like when his son passed away, he said he got no support from the club. Yeah. And then after his son passed away, like obviously he had twins, his daughter, who was the one who fortunately survived, was in hospital, and she was basically close to dying. And then when he had to fly to America and miss preseason, because obviously he had to be with his daughter, no one believed him that he was there. And he was just like, I think that's a part of the reason why his issues with Ten Hag have been so bad, because I don't think it's just because you didn't play me. I'm only playing 3 minutes. I think it's a lot of this type of stuff as well.
And again,
that's why there's the respect thing, that Ronaldo is not going to respect him. I think that's why he's obviously... I
think it's gone personal now. I think it's bigger than football.
100%
yeah, it's definitely gone personal between the two of them. But I think a lot of that too, like, obviously, as fans, we're all completely behind Ronaldo. Like, take as much time as you need. And we all said it then because he came back and he was scoring goals. Because this was last season this happened.
Yeah.
He came back and he was scoring goals. But it didn't help too that his manager was out publicly, like while he was at home, whatever, doing what he's doing, dealing with his family, which is...
saying he's in like the most depressing time of his life.
His manager's out there offering him up and making a public thing of it. Like, and saying that Cristiano's coming with him. So I think to clear yourself up, yes, do it by all means, but do it at the time too. Like, yes, you're at home grieving, but if Jorge Mendes is out there whoring you around and it's just seen as that's part of the issue as well. It's not entirely Ten Hag. Like,
no, it's a collective, and
it's a miscommunication probably on all fronts.
And I think the reason why he's done this while he's still signed to United is because he wants his contract terminated.
Yes.
Like, he just wants to go to the World Cup, come back, and not have to go back into that facility whatsoever.
That's another thing.
I think United as well have said maybe don't return.
Yeah, they have
done. Their legal action is being taken to cancel his contract. But another thing I don't like about this interview is just the timing of it. Obviously, 2018, the World Cup, Portugal, one of the favourites after winning the Euros.
Yeah.
2018 is the year. It was just before the World Cup that he moved to Juventus. So the whole World Cup is just talking about, oh shit, he's left. Again, just before this World Cup, it comes out that he's going to leave the Man United league. And immediately, for me, it's unfair on all the Portuguese players. Obviously, you've seen the cameras and everyone's seen the training footage, him meeting Bruno, him and Joao Cancelo. Like, that stuff is harmful on watch. This is Portugal's golden generation. Maybe he feels like he's not going to be as impactful. Yeah, like, but to kind of make it all about him, people have said to me, oh, it's always all about Ronaldo anyway. But if it's always about Ronaldo in the sense they're going up to him and being like, oh, how great is it to play with one of the best players ever, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of like, oh, yeah, it's great. He's fucking phenomenal. But I think, it's like, did he tell you that he was going to... And they're like, no, I just fucking don't care. Like,
I think the issue is, though, if he waited till after the World Cup, then he still has to go back to the training ground until he gets his contract terminated. I think because he did it now, he's like, no, I don't have to worry about Manchester whatsoever anymore.
Yeah. But even still, it's not a nice way to go. I'm not...
Can I...
Obviously, the best thing is if it stays out of the public eye and they deal with it themselves. But maybe he's done this because he's not been heard, like he was saying before.
Yeah, maybe he's not.
He wants to just put his story out there because when he's saying his story to the club, it's not been heard.
Which is fair enough. Like, if you got all of English media slating you every week, and in a time when your son has passed away and then his sister's in the hospital on the verge and your wife's breaking down in the press, like your family home is breaking down and the whole world's against you. Yeah. Like, you feel like you're against the ropes, just getting battered. And I think this was his way of just being like, look, this is the truth. Like, there's two sides to every story. And I think this was him trying to win the United fans back because I think he was slipping out of their hands for a long time because of all these stories portrayed about him. I think he wanted to come out and be like, look, no, the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is because I actually care about the club.
Yeah. Yeah, hit us with some quotes, Casey.
Yeah, because we don't want to drag on for too long. So this one I thought was funny because we had a TikTok about it. Ronaldo backs Arsenal to win the Premier League.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that because I don't think you should be supporting any other club other than your own. I don't like, especially when you're a player of Ronaldo's quality. And you know what that is? That's him fucking pandering to that cunt that's interviewing him because he's an
Arsenal fan.
That's what it is. That's like a little them talking,
brushing each other up.
The thing, just fucking stroking each other's little cocks. I don't like it one bit.
So Ronaldo said the fans on the side. Do you reckon they are from United's standpoint?
I don't think they're with him or against him. I think, like I'm kind of saying, I'm 50-50. I'm very with him. I'm very thankful and glad that these comments are coming from the biggest player about the terrible ownership of our club, because I feel like a lot of times we get taken for granted when we say things like the Glazers out. I feel like other teams and support bases jump on it and be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But genuinely, the Glazers are the worst owners in football and they're going to kill Manchester United.
And I think the only person in this whole world that could actually make an impact on the Glazers is Ronaldo. I don't think, like, even Sir Alex, he doesn't have that worldwide like impact that Ronaldo, like Ronaldo has like 500 million followers just on Instagram. Not even talking about like
the reason why they signed him is for shirt sales, and he's just tinned him. Like they've taken down the mural they had. They had a big number 7 mural that they've literally just made with like Cantona and Bex, and they've taken it down because Ronaldo features in it.
We might be 10 years in the future and look back at this time as one of the most crucial times.
I mean, fingers crossed, honestly. Fingers crossed that
caused an uproar.
With FSG selling Liverpool, that bidders are out there and they're happy to spend that money. I think we'll come in a little bit less than Liverpool, sadly, is our valuation, but I think they have to leave. But they won't, because they want their fingers in the pie for when the World Cup's in America.
Maybe a good thing for United fans is that with the Liverpool sale there's been heaps of bidders.
Yeah.
So the next one is,
I know that's what you just said.
I think this is more so a personal problem, which then translated into football. But he said, Ten Hag isn't allowed to play me for only 3 minutes. And what he said in quote was, not allowed for me, a coach to put me in 3 minutes of the game. Sorry, I'm not that kind of player.
Yeah, I think that's your ego driving you. I think obviously he's not that type of player. He's just not. He should be there from the start. But as we've said hundreds of times, he just doesn't fit this style of play. He makes us a worse team. And I think that 3 minute, or not even 3 minute, he can have a 20-minute impact where he changes the shape and the style of the game and allows players like Rashford and Anthony to be more direct and vicious. But yeah, I think that's ego from him personally.
What is he good at then? Like when he plays for us, what is he good at?
Well, this season he's just not, because he's dropping so far to receive the ball that he's in the box is where he needs to be. He needs to be there winning headers. He needs to be there to win tap-ins, to muscle players, to draw fouls, to draw penalties. Like,
do you think Ten Hag sees that? Like,
yeah,
like you need to be in the box.
If me, a fucking clown who sits at home at 11 p.m. watching game of football on TV, can see it, then I'm sure Ten Hag can see it. But I think it's the ego battle between the two of them.
Yeah.
So you think like maybe Ronaldo's just blatantly ignoring what he's saying and just doing his own thing?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of how his management's been, especially at Juventus. I think Juventus for him was a big turning point, because I feel at Madrid he was just starting to be like, I'm just going to do what I want.
Do you think Ten Hag is like too desperate in making the point or proving the point with Ronaldo, like to try and make an impact on the squad, be like, look, I'm the boss?
No. He's using Ronaldo. He is using Ronaldo, yes, but he's not trying too hard to do it, because he's given Ronaldo every possibility to show his true colours, and every time Ronaldo is proving his thoughts right there or thereabouts. Like,
I would say every time, like the thing with the kids and the family stuff, like, and then still shut them out is wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong. But I'm talking on the field.
Yeah,
he's been given everything. He was captain of our team.
Yeah, like
he started
reluctantly.
Well, reluctantly on his part.
Yeah,
captain nonetheless.
This next one is Ronaldo calls Rooney a rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This stuff you just don't like to see.
And wait for the rest of the rats.
Yeah, well, basically called Neville and Rooney a rat.
Yeah. Which, there's plenty of criticism of Man United past and present. Obviously, Keane, Evra, Neville, Kopic, the heaviest, being the biggest pundits.
I thought Keane and Rio were the two backing them up every week.
Exactly. That's what from fans and other, just general football fans, not just United fans, they get it because they protect the players, and especially Ronaldo every turn. I don't know, obviously we don't know personal lives of what's happened between Rooney and Ronaldo off the field. I don't think that's a fair comment, but
what Ronaldo said was, because I watched the interview and it wasn't anything personal, Ronaldo was like, Rooney was always coming around my house with his kids, and his kids are playing with Cristiano Jr. And then a week later, out of nowhere, Rooney's slating me in the media. And he's like, you're at my house every weekend. Now you're in the media talking shit about me. And I think that was just him like, what the fuck you doing? And then that's why.
A bit two-faced. But I think it's
calling him a rat's a bit full on in the interview. But
I think both their sons, Ronaldo Jr. and Rooney, Kai Rooney, the oldest one, they're both playing the same team. The same age group, or there or thereabouts. So I think they're naturally just close. Yeah, it's not ideal, but it's kind of, I would be shocked if there wasn't a conversation that happened between the two of them at some point, whether there was some ground rule set and some boundary set. And if there isn't, then I think that is two-faced by Rooney. And I wouldn't go so far to call him a rat, because he's one of my favourite players is my favourite
A
player.
lot of Ronaldo's success from United at the first thing came from the back of Rooney's hard work.
Well, it came from the fact that Rooney sacrificed being the star in that team to allow Ronaldo to shine. So,
well, Ronaldo's not thinking that Wayne Rooney is like a favourite player of all time.
Well, he probably does give him a lot of props as a player, but I think he's just hurt by the fact that they're meant to be mates, and next minute Rooney's in the media slating them. So
yeah, it's like when I
definitely
make
comes from a place of like just emotional.
Yeah, I think he's very emotional at the moment. But the next one is his retirement plans. So he said 3 years max he's got left in football. So it looks like he might be looking for a 3-year contract somewhere, and then he's going to dust his hands and go.
Yeah.
He turned down an offer for $350 million for 2 seasons in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
But I think he still wants a Champions League team.
Well, it's because he is I don't know how many this season. He's under 10 goals ahead of Messi in the Champions League, top goal scorer of all time. And he wants to go and score like another 10 because Messi is only a year younger, 2 years younger, something like that. So their time is equally close.
I'm trying to think, what was this other thing that I saw?
Is this detrimental to his legacy in terms of
course
Messi,
it is.
Ronaldo?
No. In terms of the two of them, no. But
yeah.
in terms of of how he's remembered, because let's not.
Will more people say Messi now after this?
Oh, if they do, they. If you said Ronaldo for the last 5 years, and then because of this interview you changed to Messi, then you're a fucking idiot anyway.
I've got his exact quotes from his criticised to the Glazers. So what he said was, in his own words, "The owners of the club, they don't care about the club. As you know, Manchester is a marketing club. They will get money from the marketing and they don't really care about the sport, in my opinion. Never have they gave all the power to the president and the sporting director."
Yep, true. We don't have a sporting director as such, which is fucking mental. We have a bunch of fucking suits who don't understand football up there signing players for shirt sales and loosely trying to fill gaps in teams. It's partly the reason why we got Casemiro, which just thankful that it's kind of worked out. Whereas you look at someone like Christian Eriksen, that's a tactical signing.
Well, they at the start of the interview, in the first 5 minutes, Piers mentions you broke the record for the most jersey sales in 24 hours.
The most liked Twitter post, he said too.
Yeah, and also the most liked Twitter post for his announcement.
Yeah, I mean...
So, that's what you were saying, that's
why he did it. That's why Ted Lasso wants him at Chelsea.
It's a marketing thing.
He spoke so much, not so much, I mean, he spoke in detail about how close he was to City. He said the only reason he didn't go was because Sir Alex called him.
Yeah, it was very public that that's the reason why we did it. Solskjaer isn't the man that's going to say no.
He had a lot of good things to say about Oli.
Yeah, of course he did.
Yeah, he's like he's a very good guy. I love him. But then, he was very critical about Ragnick coming in. He's like, why would we sack Oli, bring in a sporting director to manage the club? He's like, why wouldn't we bring in Ragnick, keep Oli in, put Ragnick as a director until we find a manager? I thought that was the first,
That is exactly what should have happened.
Yeah.
But of course, also, Ronaldo's going to say nice things about the biggest teddy bear in world football. Solskjaer, genuinely. And we've criticised it on this podcast. I've said some outrageous things, but I stand by the fact that Solskjaer did good. He brought us back from a dark... if this had happened with Mourinho as our manager, we would have sunk.
Punch-ons.
Mourinho would have sunk the club.
Yeah, he would, we were in a dark spot under Mourinho in that the fans already were against the club and the performances weren't good enough by the time Mourinho left. We needed someone like Oli to come back, bring the players back, bring the spirits back. But he was never going to be the man to win us the Premier League or the Champions League or anything like that. If we did, it would be purely based on the players we had at the club, not on tactics or ability or anything like that.
So following this Ronaldo interview, I think Ronaldo's one of his biggest points is he wants the Glazers out. Yeah. How could United fans continue that message and actually make a way to put it into action, because
Was
yeah,
literally
this
gonna
might
ask-
happen, but 6 months down the road, it's going to be
Yeah.
old news.
I mean,
I was literally going to ask the same question.
yeah.
So how does this stay?
We're guilty of it in that when we were doing this potty at first, every week before we talk about United, we'd say Glazers out. We've let that slip the last few weeks. I think it is
Even like walking out against against Liverpool, or
Yeah.
not, or invading the field, like
yeah.
it needs to be consistent.
But the problem with that is that there's everyday people
Yeah.
who make £10,000 a year, spend 2,000 of that taking them and their families to United games every week.
Well, ticket prices are crazy.
All they've got to look forward to is that. So to put all the onus on just the fans, the everyday people who can be as outspoken as they want, can do all the things, but at the end of the day, unless the higher ups, so the people in those high positions who genuinely want change for the club, unless the pundits, unless the high profile people who can genuinely make a change,
Like Neville's and
the
Keane's
Nevilles, the Keanes, the Rios, the Rooneys, the Evras, Sir Alex, they can all come out and they can all be like, no, it's time to go.
why haven't they? I know Neville has, but I haven't heard anyone else say anything.
I think they sort of, they do say it without saying
They do it quiet because at the end of the day, it's their payday that's getting affected.
Yeah.
Money is the biggest enemy in this game. It's the reason why
The biggest enemy in the world.
Yeah, the reason why the Glazers are as vicious and as evil as they are.
I think Ronaldo's that rich. He's just like, can't give a fuck.
He makes £500,000 a week.
He won't lose his Nike sponsorship or anything.
No, this is nothing to him. Like £500,000 a week he's not going to miss a few hot dogs and some fucking skinless chicken over.
And getting offered $350 million from Saudi Arabia that you could just take like
you
that.
can go and take dirty money from anywhere. I think it's. I don't have an answer because I don't think putting it on the fans, putting it on.
Not putting it on the fans, but I'm just asking, like, what could the fans do? Even if fans do have and 10K a week, but you can still make an impact. Like, just don't buy a jersey, or just don't do this, or just little things.
I mean,
Or
all that stuff.
Could you not buy a ticket? Or I know some of the tickets are already like a season ticket.
But that's to take away from people who this is their they're weird casual fans. This is their life. Like all they have, they might not be doing the best socio-economically. They could be living in a fucking shithole with 8 smashed windows, but they have tickets to United on the weekend.
I'm just reflecting back to when we had Hicks and Gillette, and we caused a massive uproar to get them out, and that's when FSG tenders over. Like those fans are in the same position, but like
that's the thing. I think the Glazers don't. Well, no, I don't think so. I know the Glazers don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
the Glazers care about one thing and one thing only, and that's that check that comes through. And I think as long as that check is there, they're not going to let go of this club. Well,
can you even see the Glazers leaving?
In my dreams, but I until it happens. No, but it is laugh-worthy. Like we're held hostage by these fucking ugly cunts.
Yeah,
like it's just the sad truth of it. And I think this is a huge thing if they hear it.
They'll definitely hear Ronaldo now. He's too big to miss.
No, but I think it would get brought up in a board meeting, and they'll go, "Okay,
yeah,
is it
sack him?" That's it.
Yeah, like that's that's exactly what's happened. We've never been fast acting on anything, but within 2 days, there's been legal action to end his contract.
I saw. I don't know. I'm not saying I agree with this. I just saw it as a sports Bible headline, but it was like, Glazers are so quick to fire Ronaldo for saying he doesn't like the Glazers, but Greenwood's still got a contract.
Yeah. I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
There it is. Like, it's
the club's fucked. Like, not the club. I mean, like the owners are fucked, and it's slipping through the cracks into the club.
We're held hostage.
Yeah. It's just.
This is why I kind of took the piss out of you earlier when you were saying about FSG and it's just different levels. Like you guys are still climbing.
Like I know what this is like. Cause we had Hicks and Gillette, and they didn't fucking put us on the verge of administration.
Yeah,
and that was bad. Like at least you are still getting funding and stuff. I'm not actually. I don't want to compare, but
it's only because we're the marketing monstrosity. we're still living off the early 2000s.
Does Sir Alex still get checks from United?
I don't know. I'd imagine there's some type of... Well, he has his
Deal.
tickets and all that.
Yeah.
Uninstalled. He's all access everywhere.
Like I said, I think it needs to be a big more of an uproar from the people higher up. But then, like, there's people like... Well, Neville... I'll give props to Neville. He's always slating the Glazers.
Yeah.
He's never... I don't think he cares about the money that he gets from Sky Sports.
I don't think he does take... He takes money from Sky Sports, but he doesn't take any money from the Glazers because Kara's tried to call him out on it before, and he said, I don't take any fucking money from him.
Yeah. We should need more of that from those type of players.
Yeah, it would interest me to see how many of them are still on the payroll. I know a lot of them are tied, like Bex is tied up through his Adidas deal that he's still got, that he has to do a lot of stuff for United. I think
his whole life's in America too.
Yeah, I think it does well for him personally to be there. But yeah, I just hope the main takeaway from this, anyone who listens to it, isn't like the surface level of, oh, we're in trouble right now. I think it's the fact that we have been for a long time since then. American cunts bought this club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glazers out, please.
We'll just name every podcast that.
Yeah. Put it in the tag of every pod. Yeah, get on us too if we forget to say Glazers out ever. Remind us, please. But yeah, from the Ronaldo interview, we move to some more controversy here about the World Cup.
Dun, dun, dun.
Controversial World Cup in and of itself. The last day or so, obviously fans have started to arrive. As we said, opening game this evening for us. Qatar has banned beer from the World Cup stadiums, in and around the World Cup stadiums on game days. The only thing you'll be able to get is Budweiser Zero.
Yeah.
And the Budweiser, as I'm reading now, are regarding this as a breach of contract because they're the major sponsor of the World Cup.
Yeah. And it's tough too because such a super religious country.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things like you can argue as much as you want with them, but they don't care about the money because it's like that those countries are just so rich. They're trillions of dollars.
Yeah,
like
their money is untouchable.
And to them, like religiousness and also just principles comes first over anything, and it's tough.
Who is it? The spokesman for the tournament has said, like, we're not changing anything just for 28 days. So
to be honest, I respect that from Qatar. Like, if anyone wanted to cause an uproar of it, do it a year ago. Like, why wait till a week of the World Cup?
It shouldn't have happened in the first place. The fact that Russia and then Qatar are holding a World Cup, it boils down to one man, and that's fucking Sepp Blatter's pockets being filled with.
You see his interview?
Dirty money.
He's like, oh, we shouldn't have done the World Cup in Qatar. He came out and did an interview about it.
He's an idiot. He's
saying
a scumbag.
he made the wrong decision.
Yeah.
He's a scumbag.
Bring it to Australia. Play the Dolphins.
But yeah, so no beer in and around stadiums. I've seen, obviously, like I said, fans are there now. I've seen articles and that starting to pop up about people walking 8 miles for beers and stuff. I've seen influencers who are not taking any money to be out there, going off their own back, and again having to travel an hour to find a beer. And when they find it, it's in a proper World Cup, like Qatar branded glass, but it's ages away from the thing. Is beer the be all and end all of the World Cup? No, but is it everyone's basic right to
culture?
Choose what they put into their bodies and how they want to be affected? I think very much so. But yeah, it's just dodgy. And also, I sent it in the group chat this week. I'll pull it up. There was a report from somebody. Let me get the information particularly. Oh, where is it?
Boop, boop, Avatar update.
Oh, I'm panicking. Oh, I can't find it.
Surely Qatar, people of Qatar are not going to say anything bad to not get the World Cup. But surely if you're someone that's making a decision from FIFA, you're thinking about the the negative effects.
Well, shout out to all the international teams letting the workers come in and train with them.
Yeah. The England national team had a bunch and they all got tickets to the game against Iran, which is cool. This comes off Twitter from Amjad Tahar. There's reports that Qatar bribed 8 Ecuadorian players 7.4 million to lose the opener 1-0 with the goal scored in the second half. 5 Qatari and Ecuador insiders confirm this. He says, "We hope it's false. We hope sharing this will affect the outcome. The world should oppose FIFA corruption." So,
I heard that was misinformation spread, but who knows?
if it ends 1-0 with a goal scored in the second half,
We will know.
Coincidentally, imagine if it happens.
I mean, if it happens, can you say it's coincidence? Can you?
Nah.
Does this, for me, as an England fan, in a World Cup where we genuinely have a shot at winning it, I think this, for me, I know it's not gonna be nice to you boys, but it's the same as winning the Premier League in the year fans weren't in stadiums. There will be an asterisk next to this World Cup if you win it, because it's a dodgy one. Like,
Not the same.
I wouldn't go that far. Well, because Qatar going to beat Ecuador.
well, no, because if there's reports of match fixing and then there's results that go that way.
But it'd be different if it was like France or Brazil doing it. But Qatar, they're not going to,
I don't know. It's
and Ecuador, neither of those teams are going to go far. If it was like France versus Germany and Germany getting paid out, it's a bit different because they're two top teams.
The whole thing that Qatar are even in the World Cup because they've never been in one because they can't qualify because their team's fucking dog piss. But
I wonder how they got caught out. Someone from Ecuador must have spoke up.
One of the money can only buy you so much.
Yeah,
so much freedom, I suppose. But yeah, despite not a single ball being kicked in the World Cup, we've got a second.
This was so hard.
Yeah, second group game purely because by the time we record again, which I presume will be probably Sunday next week again, so a week today for us, most teams will have played 2 games.
Perfect.
England will have played 2 games. So we will have a shitload of football to talk about.
And on Instagram, there was like a random team generator, and I landed on Australia, so they're going to win the World Cup.
Cool. Well, as we pointed out, Nkunku has been replaced in the squad by the Frankfurt striker. I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
He was, funnily, one of the lads who featured in that Saliba video. A bit of trouble for.
Oh.
So, shout out the boys there. And Kareem the Dream Benzema, the best player in the world currently, according to whoever, let whip, who give the Ballon d'Or.
Well, he's their second best striker after Giroud, mate.
Big Olivier. He
up.
will be injured for the Australia game, potentially the entire World Cup. So
that is nuts.
Who replaces him if he goes?
who knows?
There's no striker like him in the world too.
No, there's nobody that fits the mold of that team. So that genuinely for France is quite concerning. But let's get into some predictions. So Benny's done his. Shout out to Benny. I sent him a message and he got it done.
Oh, well done, Ben.
Starts off with Wales versus Iran. Scass has got this one 2-0 Wales. Jackie and I both have it 1-0 Wales, and Benny has it 2-1 Wales. Qatar versus Senegal. Scassy, Jackie, and I all have it 2-0. Benny has it 1-0, all in the favour of Senegal. The Netherlands versus Ecuador. Scassy has it 3-1. Jackie has it 3-0. Benny has it 2-0. I have it 4-0, all in the favour of Netherlands. England versus USA. The Liverpool boys, Scassy and Jackie, have it both 3-1 England. Benny has it 1-0 England. I have it 2-1 England.
The US of it.
The United States of soccer. Tunisia versus Australia. Scassy's got it 2-1 Australia. Jackie's got it 1-0 Australia. Benny's got it as a 1-1. I have it 2-0 Australia. Only the 1-0 Jackie.
Well, it's a set piece, mate.
They're going to be friends and then just scrape by Tunisia.
That's all we've got is a set piece. We're going to have one corner against France. We're going to score. We're going to get one corner against Tunisia. We're going to score.
There we go.
Harry Suter. He's the top goal scorer for us.
He's going to be top goal scorer for Australia in the World Cup. I saw he got a gnarly the Australian coat of arms tattoo on his calf.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The man
What a
showing that
guy.
he's not Scottish anymore.
He's the man.
Poland versus Saudi Arabia. Scassy's got this one 1-0. Jackie's got it 2-1. Benny and I both have it 3-0, all in the favour of Poland. France versus Denmark. Scassy and Jackie have it 3-0. Benny has it 3-2. I have it 2-1, all for France. Argentina, Mexico. Scass has it 2-0. Jackie has it 3-2. Benny has it 2-1. I have it 3-1, all in the favour of Argentina. Our big picks for winner of the World Cup. Japan versus Costa Rica. Scousey has it 1-0. Jackie has it 2-0. Benny has it. Oh, Benny and I both have it 1-0. Belgium versus Morocco. Scousey and Jackie 2-0. Benny 4-1. Me 3-0. All for Belgium. Croatia and Canada.
Very similar all around from me.
The
We
boys
know ball,
again-
mate. We know ball.
The boys again backing a 1-0 for Croatia. Benny backing 2-0 and me backing 2-1. All in Croatia's favour. Spain versus Germany, a very interesting group game. There's not a lot of them that are genuinely good games, but I think this will be one.
Yeah.
Scazzy and Jackie both have it 2-0.
No way.
2-2.
2-2, sorry. I also have it 2-2, and Benny has it 3-1 Germany. Cameroon versus Serbia.
It's different now. It's different for me and Scouse. Go on.
Yeah, you've
Take it away,
differentiated.
take it
Scazzy has it 1-0. Jackie has it 1-0 to Serbia.
Ooh.
And both Benny and I have it 2-1 in the favour of Serbia.
Only one goal difference there.
Only
Yeah.
one goal.
Close.
Close. Korea versus Ghana. Scousey has picked a 0-0, which is crazy in a World Cup group game.
Yeah.
Jackie has it 1-0 Korea. Benny has it as a 1-1 draw, and I have it 2-1 Korea. Brazil versus Switzerland. Scousey has it 4-0. Jackie has it 3-1. Benny has it 2-1. I have it 3-0. And the last game of second games in the group stage. That was a fucking weird way of saying that.
Looks a decent.
Another big game. Portugal versus Uruguay. Scass has it 3-0 Portugal. Jackie has it 1-0
Did I
Uruguay.
actually?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Can I change it?
Oh, you want to go 3-0 Uruguay, do you?
I might go 2-2.
2-2.
I don't know why I did 3-0. I must have read that wrong.
Because you don't
2-2.
rate Darwin Nunez. You said Darwin Nunez is
Oh, I'll go
shit.
6-0 Uruguay then.
Jackie's got it 1-0 Uruguay. Ben has it 2-1 Portugal. And I have it 3-2 Portugal.
I guarantee Portugal will win 3-0 now. I know I've changed it.
Yeah.
But I'm sticking with 2-2.
And if they do, we'll get to Earflix, guys.
I'll
live
be
on
here
the
next
pod.
week, mate.
He's ahead of you. But yeah, there we go. So that leaves us the one more round of group games that we'll predict next week on the pod after the first two have opened. And I think that concludes the podcast for this week.
Yeah.
So thank
Success.
you all so very much for joining us on the Dugout. Leave a comment and let us know what you think about Ronaldo, what you think about the state of this World Cup.
Tell us how shit we are at our tips too.
Also do that.
I've got one weird fact before we leave.
One weird fact.
Guess what elite defender in the world right now? His brother played for Brisbane Roar.
Elite defender in the world. His brother plays for Brisbane Roar.
Played. Not anymore,
Oh.
but played.
Played.
I think he's a striker.
I've got.
Is it actually his brother? Because I think
Oh, apparently I Googled it. It looked like it.
it doesn't look like it.
No, apparently it is.
It is.
I could be wrong.
Is it Van Dyke?
Yeah. Are they actually
Really?
brothers?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, I Googled them. They said they were.
Really?
Yeah.
Van Dijk's
Oh, there
brother
you go.
used to play for the Raw.
Yeah. Let me Google it again.
He's bald guy, eh? Bald,
Yeah.
Baldy.
Van Dyke's brother. So I typed in Van Dyke's brother and it came up with him. Yeah.
What the fuck?
So Virgil's brother played for Brisbane Roar.
Yeah, shout out.
Never made that connection until you just said that.
There you go. So Virgil, when you're finishing your career, lad,
His brother Danny.
Yeah.
Danny Van Dyke.
Danny Van Dyke.
Very.
Sounds like he's like Essex lad. All right, Danny Van
Hey,
Dyke.
Danny. Hey, you're a geezer.
Yeah, big damn cunt. All right. Well,
Virgil,
on that note-
Virgil to Brisbane Roar then.
Because I was going to make that on my quiz if we did it. And I was like, no one will guess like Danny Van Dyke.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just chuck in as a little cheeky fact at the end of the
Well, there we
podcast.
go. When Virg finishes his career, he can come and play for the Raw and come and be on the poddy.
Yeah, fucking oath.
And replace Benny. So I have a teammate who knows football. But yeah, thanks so much for watching.
Well, he is last in tips, so.
Last on tips, he deserves it. Yeah, thanks very much for
And
watching.
he's not here, so.
He's not here.
Anyway, hopefully Wanky Frankie replies to us. If not, everyone will speak to everyone
We'll-
next week.
We'll see you next week. Thanks very much, guys.
Let's turn this off before it gets too wild.